streets of Lebanon's Nabatea district are eerily quiet. The only sounds are the constant buzz of drones and the roar of fighter jets overhead. Just a week ago, families here would have been gathering to break the Ramadan fast at Iftar. Now many residents have fled their homes, displaced, sleeping in overcrowded shelters, schools or even on the streets. With public services overwhelmed and hotels filled to capacity, thousands have been unable to leave, trapped on what has effectively become the front line of Israel's war on Lebanon. Well, this is the site of yet another Israeli strike on a civilian building, one of many that have taken place across the south over the past few days.
On the night of the 8th, our family gathered at home, father, mother, and children. We only heard gunshots, but then suddenly there was a terrible explosion that was certainly heard by everyone in the area. Young people in an ambulance nearby rushed out. It seems less frightening now, but when you were there seeing everything happening during the strike, it was a horrifying sight. The young man who was in critical condition was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately, he passed away. His father and wife remained under the rubble until the second day when they were finally extracted. 2 girls also died. The fact is that this territory is completely civilian. Ordinary people live here. They stay in their homes, and there are almost no people visible in the streets. They say, "I am at home. Why should I go out?" The life of Israelis is full of deception. They say to stay away from any active operations, but there are no active operations here.
Batul Hamdan and her entire family were killed in an Israeli strike as they slept. Now, you can see the scale of the destruction here. The smoke is still billowing behind me. So whatever targeted this was an incredibly powerful munition. Relatives say Batul had spent days desperately searching for somewhere safe to stay as the bombing intensified.
There is no place to go, and there are too many of us. What should I do? Sit in the streets? I'd rather die at home. I can't go out. We called so many numbers.
But with much of southern Lebanon under heavy bombardment and accommodation across the country already full, they had nowhere to go. Instead, they became the latest victims of Israel's escalating air campaign. Despite the danger, paramedics and civil defence crews have continued operating in areas most civilians have already fled. They are often the only lifeline for elderly residents and families who are unable to escape the bombardment. But the work has come at a heavy cost. In the past 10 days alone, at least 15 paramedics and civil defence workers have been killed and around 30 wounded while carrying out rescue operations. Well, emergency workers are coming under repeated attack across southern Lebanon. Here in Douer, there was an attack just a day or so ago with this station for civil defence workers. You can see down here the scale of the attack, the size of the munition that was used. This was something that was incredibly powerful. Of course, targeting emergency workers remains a war crime under international law.
We were at home upstairs having Iftar to break our fast. Suddenly there was a blast and the power went off. The doors were opened and smoke filled the place. Thank God we survived, and the shopkeeper also survived because he wasn't here. My family and I stayed here. Thank God we're not afraid.
The latest figures from Lebanon's health ministry show the death toll continuing to rise as Israeli strikes expand across the south. At the same time, senior Israeli officials have made statements that are raising alarm across the region. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich recently suggested the destruction seen in Lebanon could resemble what Israel has carried out in Khan Yunis in Gaza. It's statements such as this which make many believe that this war is not just about confronting Hezbollah, but reshaping the entire of the border frontier. This area itself has been bombed for 4 days straight. Fighter jets are now overhead. Israel says that it wants to expand what it describes as a security buffer zone in the south. If it continues, for the 700,000 people that are now internally displaced, this means permanent removal from their land. As the bombing continues, it's clear that this war is not going to end anytime soon, leaving civilians to pay the ultimate price. This is Steve Sweeney for RT, Douer, Southern Lebanon.